Before we begin our time of stillness, I want to tell you how much I cherish these moments when we gather as a family of faith. Finding a quiet corner of the world where we can breathe together and look toward the light is a gift I never take for granted. If these prayers have helped you find a bit of steady ground in your own journey, I would be so honored if you chose to subscribe to our Miracle Prayer Studio channel. Walking beside you each morning brings a special kind of joy to my heart, and I hope we can continue this beautiful tradition of seeking the Lord's face as the sun rises. Walking into the kitchen while the house is still dark often feels like walking through the corridors of my own mind. Every shadow seems a little longer, every worry a bit heavier, and the silence isn't always peaceful. Sometimes it's filled with the echoes of everything I haven't quite figured out yet. We live in a time where our hearts are constantly being tugged in 1,000 directions, pulled by the demands of the day before the day has even truly begun. My hope for us this morning is that we can find that rare golden thread of quiet that ties our spirit back to its creator. Fear is a loud, demanding guest, but peace, true peace, is a gentle, persistent presence that waits for us to simply notice it is already there. Let's sit in this soft light together for a moment and allow ourselves to be seen by the one who loved us before the world was even a thought. Fear often speaks first in the morning, whispering about the tasks that feel too big or the mistakes that feel too recent. We find ourselves bracing for the day as if it were a battle we are destined to lose, forgetting that the strength we need isn't something we have to manufacture on our own. In these quiet minutes, I realize that my humanity is not a flaw to be fixed, but a vessel to be filled. We are fragile, yes, but we are held by hands that are infinitely steady. I wonder if you feel that weight too. The pressure to be more than you are, to do more than you can. Today, let's agree to lay down that heavy armor and remember that being a child of God means we don't have to carry the sun across the sky. We only have to walk in its light. Our shared experience as people searching for meaning often leads us back to the same questions of safety and belonging. We want to know that our future is secure, that our children will be all right, and that the path beneath our feet won't suddenly give way. These are the deep, honest cries of a soul seeking its home. Faith doesn't mean those questions go away, but it means we have a place to bring them where they are met with kindness rather than judgment. As we prepare to pray, let your heart soften. Let the tension in your shoulders melt away. We are not here to perform or to prove our worthiness. We are simply here to be with the Father who has been waiting for us to wake up. In the Gospel of John 14:27, our Savior leaves us with a promise that anchors the soul, saying, "Peace I leave with you. My peace I give you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled and do not be afraid." These words feel like a cool breeze on a parched afternoon, reminding us that the peace we crave isn't something the world can manufacture or take away. It is a gift already given, an inheritance that belongs to us simply because we are His. Whenever I read those words from John, I am struck by the distinction between what the world offers and what Jesus provides. The world promises us peace only when our bank accounts are full, our health is perfect, and everyone likes us. That kind of peace is fragile, like a glass ornament hanging by a thin thread. But the peace of Christ is different. It is the calm at the bottom of the ocean, undisturbed by the storms raging on the surface. To enter into communion with you, my King, is to sink deep into that stillness where the noise of the world cannot reach. I focus my heart now on your presence, letting go of the need for external validation or temporary comfort. I seek the peace that remains when everything else is stripped away. My dear Lord, as I sit in this early light, I open my heart like a book before you. I want to feel the weight of your promise settling into my bones, quieting the restless vibrations of my nerves. You are the Prince of Peace, and your very nature is the antidote to the poison of anxiety that so often tries to seep into my morning. I choose to look at your face instead of my problems. I choose to listen to your whisper instead of the shouting of my fears. This moment of connection is my lifeline, and I hold onto it with a grateful, trembling hand, knowing that you are the only source of true rest. My King, I offer this day to you before the kind first cup of tea is finished or the first email is answered. I place the next several hours into your hands, asking that you would lead me through them with your gentle hand on my shoulder. Every meeting, every chore, every conversation, I give them all to you as a small, humble sacrifice of my time. I don't want to run ahead of you today, trying to force doors open or solve problems that aren't yet mine to carry. I want to walk at your pace, noticing the people you want me to see and hearing the words you want me to speak. Jesus, I surrender my schedule to your divine wisdom. Sometimes I get so caught up in my own plans that I forget that my life is actually yours. If you have a detour for me today, please give me the grace to follow it without complaining. If you want me to stop and listen to someone who is hurting, help me to be fully present. I entrust my reputation, my productivity, and my successes to your care. I am just a branch, and you are the vine. Let me simply abide in you and trust that the fruit will come in its proper time. Father in heaven, I think of the words of Thomas Merton, who once prayed that the desire to please you, in fact, pleases you. I hope that my desire to walk rightly today is enough, even when my execution falls short. I offer you my mistakes before I even make them, asking that your grace would cover the gaps in my patience and the lapses in my focus. I give you my family, my home, and my work, recognizing that none of it truly belongs to me anyway. It is all a stewardship, a beautiful trust that I want to handle with the same gentleness that you handle me. My Lord, I place my future, both the immediate tomorrow and the distant years, into your keeping. The unknown can feel like a vast, dark forest, but I remind myself that you are already there, standing in the clearings, waiting for me to arrive. I refuse to let the what-ifs rob me of the what is of your presence right now. Today is the only day I have been given to live, and I want to live it well, tucked safely under the shadow of your wings. Jesus, my heart overflows with a quiet, steady gratitude this morning. I am so thankful for the simple fact of breath in my lungs and the warmth of the sun beginning to touch the earth. Thank you for the roof over my head and the clothes on my back, things I so often take for granted but are truly gifts from your hand. I am grateful for the way you have carried me through the nights I thought would never end. Looking back, I can see the fingerprints of your mercy on every page of my story, even the chapters I tried to hide. Father, I thank you for the people in my life who reflect your love to me, for the friend who sends a timely text, for the family member who knows my heart, and even for the strangers whose kindness brightens a dull afternoon. I am grateful for the challenges that have forced me to lean harder on you, for in my weakness, I have discovered a strength I never knew existed. Thank you for not giving up on me when I was ready to give up on myself, Your faithfulness is the only constant in a world that is always changing. My Lord, I come to you now with a humble heart, seeking your forgiveness for the ways I have strayed. I am sorry for the moments yesterday when I chose anger over empathy, or when I let my ego drive my decisions. I apologize for the times I stayed silent when I should have spoken up for what is right, and for the times I spoke when I should have listened. My pride often gets in the way of the person you are calling me to be, and I ask that you would gently break down those walls and replace them with a spirit of true humility. Jesus, forgive me for the lack of trust I have shown. I have spent so much energy worrying about things you have already promised to provide for. I have doubted your goodness when the road got bumpy, and I have looked for comfort in all the wrong places. Please wash me clean this morning. Let the memory of my failures be dissolved in the ocean of your mercy, and help me to walk into this new day without the heavy chains of guilt. I want to live as a person who is truly forgiven, showing that same grace to everyone I encounter. My King, I am grateful for the way your love doesn't depend on my performance. It is such a relief to know that I don't have to be perfect to be loved by you. Thank you for the invitation to start over, not just today, but every single moment that I turn back to you. I thank you for the beauty of the world, for the trees that stand tall, and the birds that sing without a care, teaching me how to trust in your provision. My soul finds its rest in the knowledge that I am yours, and that is more than enough. Father, I ask that you would help me to be more mindful of your blessings throughout the day. Often I am so busy looking for the next big thing that I miss the small miracles scattered along the path. Help me to see the grace in a shared meal, the beauty in a difficult task completed, and the peace in a quiet moment of reflection. I want my life to be a continuous song of thankfulness, a melody that rises up to you even when the words are hard to find. My dear Lord, as I continue in this prayer, I ask that you would keep my heart soft toward those who have hurt me. Forgiveness is hard, and I cannot do it without your help. I release the grudges I've been holding and the debts I've been trying to collect. I choose to let go of the bitterness that only poisons my own spirit. Fill those empty spaces with your peace and help me to see others through your eyes, as broken people in need of the same grace that I so desperately require. Jesus, I am so glad that your mercies are new every morning. It feels like a fresh, white sheet of paper waiting to be written upon. I thank you for the hope that this day holds, not because I am confident in my own abilities, but because I am confident in your character. You are good, you are kind, and you are near. That is the foundation of my gratitude, the reason I can smile even when the clouds are grey. Father in heaven, I lift up my voice in praise for the way you handle my heart. You are so patient with my questions and so tender with my fears. Thank you for being a God who listens, a God who cares about the small details of my life. I am humbled by the thought that the Creator of the universe wants to spend time with me in the quiet of this morning. It is a mystery I will never fully understand, but it is a truth I will cling to forever. My Lord, please grant me a spirit of discernment as I navigate the complexities of this day. I want to be able to distinguish between the noise of the world and the whisper of your Spirit. When I am faced with choices, help me to choose the path of love, even if it is the harder one. When I am tempted to be selfish, remind me of the joy that comes from serving others. I want my life to be a reflection of your light, a small candle burning in the darkness to show the way home. Jesus, I pray for a heart that is wide open to your instruction. I don't want to be set in my ways or stubborn in my thinking. Soften the parts of me that have become calloused by disappointment or cynical by experience. Restore to me the wonder of a child, the ability to see the miraculous in the mundane. I want to be surprised by your goodness today, to find you in the places I least expect, and to respond with a simple, "Thank you, Lord." My King, I ask for your protection over my mind today. There are so many messages that try to tell me I am not enough, that I should be afraid, or that I need to strive harder to be worthy. I reject those lies in your name. I cover my thoughts with the truth of your word. I am your child. I am chosen, and I am loved with an everlasting love. Let that truth be the shield that guards my heart from every arrow of doubt or despair. Father, I am so grateful for the peace that is already beginning to settle over me as we speak. It is like a warm blanket on a cold night, providing a comfort that nothing else can match. I know that as I go out from this place, the world will try to steal this peace. But I ask that you would help me to guard it like a precious treasure. Let it be the anchor that keeps me steady when the waves of life begin to swell. I trust you with everything I am and everything I will be. My dear Lord, I feel the stirring of a new strength within me, a quiet confidence that doesn't come from my own power, but from the realization that you are with me. I don't have to face anything alone. You are my companion on the road, my counselor in the confusion, and my friend in the loneliness. Thank you for the gift of your presence, which is the greatest blessing I could ever receive. I am ready to step forward, one foot in front of the other, held by your grace and guided by your love. Jesus, I feel your peace beginning to settle into the corners of my mind where the shadows were longest just an hour ago. My King, I lift up my family to you now, placing each person I love into the safety of your everlasting arms. I think of my children, whether they are still sleeping in their beds or grown with lives of their own, and I ask that you would be the quiet whisper of truth in their hearts today. Protect them from the pressures of a world that often tries to tell them they must be someone they are not. Let them know, deep in their souls, that they are cherished by you beyond measure. I pray that our home would be a place where your spirit breathes, where kindness is the first language we speak, and where fear has no room to stay. My dear Lord, please guide me in my work today, whatever form that may take. Whether I am heading into an office, managing the needs of my household, or seeking new opportunities, I ask that you would give me a heart that serves with joy. I often feel the weight of deadlines and the friction of difficult personalities, and I ask for your patience to be my shield. Help me to see my tasks not as burdens, but as ways to honor you. Grant me the wisdom to handle every challenge with integrity and the creativity to solve problems that seem stuck. I want my presence in my workplace to be a source of calm, a steady light that points back to the peace I have found in you this morning. Father in heaven, I pray for those who are struggling with their health today. I think of the friends and family members who are navigating the halls of hospitals or the exhaustion of chronic pain. I ask for your healing touch to rest upon their bodies and your comfort to steady their minds. For those who are waiting for test results or facing a diagnosis that feels like a mountain, please be the strength in their weakness. I ask that you would quiet the racing thoughts that come with illness and replace them with a profound sense of your nearness. May they feel your presence in the kindness of a nurse, the steady hand of a doctor, and the quiet prayers of those who love them. My King, please grant me a double portion of your wisdom today as I face decisions both large and small. I find myself often paralyzed by the fear of making the wrong choice, worrying that one misstep will ruin the path you have laid out for me. Help me to remember that your grace is bigger than my mistakes. Give me a clear mind and a discerning spirit. When I am at a crossroads, let me hear your voice behind me saying, "This is the way, walk in it." I surrender my need to see the whole map. I only ask for enough light for the very next step. I trust that you are leading me toward a future that is good, even when the path feels steep or unfamiliar. Jesus, I want to pray for the people in my life who don't yet know the peace I am feeling right now. I think of the neighbors who seem hurried and anxious, the co-workers who are carrying heavy secrets, and the strangers I will pass on the street today. I ask that you would use me as a conduit of your love. Let a simple smile or a patient word from me be a bridge for them to find your grace. I pray for the brokenhearted, for those who are grieving a loss that feels too heavy to bear, and for those who feel invisible to the world. Let them feel seen by you today. Remind them that they are not forgotten and that their tears are held in your hand. My dear Lord, I lift up the world around me, which feels so fractured and full of noise. I pray for leaders and those in positions of power that you would turn their hearts toward peace and justice. I ask for protection for the vulnerable, for the children who are hungry, and for those who are displaced from their homes by conflict or disaster. My heart aches for the suffering I see on the news, and I bring that ache to you, knowing that you are the only one who can truly mend what is broken. Use your church to be a place of refuge and hope, and help me to do my small part in bringing your kingdom to earth in the way I live my life today. Father, I ask for your strength to overcome the specific temptations that trip me up. You know the habits I'm trying to break and the thoughts I'm trying to redirect. I don't want to live a life that is lukewarm or scattered. I want to be wholehearted in my devotion to you. When I feel the pull of old anxieties or the urge to return to self-defeating patterns, please be the power that enables me to choose a different way. I am not strong on my own, but your spirit within me is an unquenchable fire. I rely on your strength to sustain me through every hour of this day. My King, I thank you for the gift of this community of believers who pray together every morning. Even though we are miles apart, our hearts are joined in this moment of surrender. I pray for every person listening to these words, that they would feel a tangible shift in their atmosphere right now. Whatever fear is trying to shout the loudest in their lives, I ask that you would silence it with the truth of your love. Give them a miracle morning that transcends their circumstances. Let them walk out of their doors today with their heads held high, knowing that the Creator of the universe is walking beside them. Jesus, as I prepare to close this time of prayer, I want to linger for just a moment longer in your presence. I breathe in your peace and breathe out my worries. I am so grateful that I don't have to carry the world on my shoulders. I am grateful that you are God and I am not. I place my future, my dreams and my fears into your hands, trusting that you will weave them all into a tapestry of beauty and purpose. My soul is at rest because I know that nothing can separate me from your love. My dear Lord, help me to carry this silence within me even when the day gets loud. When the phone starts ringing and the to-do list starts growing, let there be a secret place in my heart where your peace remains undisturbed. I want to be a person who brings peace into every room I enter, not because I am special, but because I have been with you. I love you, I trust you, and I give you this day with all my heart. The sun is higher in the sky now, and the world is starting to wake up in earnest. It's easy to let the stillness we've cultivated here slip through our fingers like sand, but I want to encourage you to hold on to it. We are often so afraid of the future because we try to imagine it without God being there. But He is already in your tomorrow, just as He is here in your today. Humanity is at its most beautiful when we stop trying to be gods of our own lives and start being children of the one who truly knows the way. The fears that seem so giant in the dark lose their power when we bring them into the light of a conversation like this. I hope you carry the rhythm of this prayer with you as you go about your business today. Let it be the background music to your conversations and the steady pulse beneath your work. We are all just travelers trying to find our way home, and it is so much better when we walk together. Thank you for opening your heart and sharing this sacred time with me at Miracle Prayer Studio. Remember that you are never truly alone, and the peace you have found here is yours to keep. May your day be filled with unexpected glimpses of grace, and may you find the courage to speak peace into every situation you encounter. Whatever happens today, you are held, you are loved, and you are guided. We will be here again tomorrow to seek the Lord together, but until then, go in the confidence that the Prince of Peace is leading the way.